Hello and welcome back to the Knowledge Channel. I'm Winston Truth, and I've got a great subject to talk to you about. I want to read something to you. This is a scenario. The wife requests the husband to go to the store for the dinner. And here's the dad. You know what? I asked you yesterday and this morning if you needed anything from the store. Wife, well, I just thought about it. Besides, you hungry, right? Husband, I'm tired. I just got home. The daughter, who is 20. Yeah, Dad, you should go to the store. I'll go with you. The dad, well, then why didn't you go, to the store while I was working? You got a car. Hell, I bought you a car. And you're not working. The daughter comes back and says, Mom didn't ask me to go. She asked you. I was being nice by just saying I'll go with you. The wife, what's the big deal? The store's right around the corner. The dad, I'm exhausted. I just finished a 12-hour shift and I just took my shoes off. I'm happy to be home. I'm exhausted. The daughter comes back and says, this is so frustrating. Mom asked you to do something and you just sit here. Now she walks out the room and slams the door because she's mad at her dad. And the dad comes back and says, you know what? Let me call my buddy, Mac. Now, Mac's a good friend of his. I need a minute because Mac wouldn't take this bullshit going on right now. The wife comes back and says, fuck Mac. I didn't marry him. I married you. Besides, Mac wouldn't be shit if he hadn't gone to the military. The dad comes back and says, but he did go. And he's doing great. The wife comes back. Are you going to the store or not? If not, I'm not cooking anything, and you can go hungry for all I care. Welcome to the Knowledge Channel. I'm Winston Truth, and today we're going to talk about a very, very interesting subject. It is called the art of diffusing manipulation. So, the scenario I just read you, what's happening in this family interaction? What are the signs of potential dysfunctions? The presence of manipulation is a serious issue that needs to be addressed. If I were to suggest to you that we should return to the 1950s when families respected their fathers and dinner was ready when the man came home, I would likely be labeled a male chauvinist and accused of wanting to reinstate a dominant patriarchy. However, without delving too deeply into the historical context, two key observations stand out. First, I notice a power dynamic between the daughter and the mother, reinforcing their alignment against the father. And secondly, the father's attempt to establish order and understanding appear to be met with resistance and threats. Because she said, you don't go to the store, you don't eat. On the surface, the wife and daughter seem to have been manipulating the father for some time. Why? Because they're so good at it. It went smooth. Mom is frustrated. Daughter comes right in. Daughter says what she got to do. She storms out. So now you're pulling on dad's love. And then when that doesn't work, mom issues a threat. This scenario could be described as a 2-against-1 scenario. I'm going to talk to you about manipulation. And here's some examples. Guilt tripping. The wife uses guilt to manipulate the husband by saying, if not, I'm not going to cook anything. You can go hungry for all I care. This implies that he'll be uncomfortable if he doesn't go, which can pressure him into complying. Have you all seen examples of guilt tripping? Or here's a second one. Playing the victim. The daughter expresses frustration towards her father, saying there's so much frustration. You know what she said? This is so frustrating. This can make the father feel guilty for being tired, pushing him to act against his own wishes. Selfless service happens all the time. What about 3? Shifting blame. Now, I'm sure you've seen that one. The daughter redirects responsibility by stating, Mom didn't ask me. She asked you. This creates a sense that the dad is solely to blame for not fulfilling the request, adding additional pressure on him after he's worked a 12-hour shift. How about number 4? Threats or ultimatums. The wife says he won't have dinner if he doesn't go to the store. Oh, she said that. This request forces him to choose between exhaustion and the family's expectation. How about number 5? Using other relationships. The husband's comment about calling his friend Mac is met with resistance. The wife belittles Mac's achievements to undermine the help he might offer, emphasizing that she expects the husband to take on the responsibility alone. You don't go talk to nobody, and if you do, I'm going to crap on his character. How about number 6? Creating a 2 against 1 dynamic. The collaboration between the wife and the daughter sets up an alliance against the father, making him feel isolated and pressured to concede to their demands. Number 7, we can keep on going. Dismissive language. Now, have you experienced this? Dismissive language. The wife's reference to Mac, saying, "fuck Mac," conveys disrespect and can undermine the husband's support network, forcing him to focus solely on her expectations. Basically, she's the boss. You don't go calling nobody else. These tactics are often subtle and can lead to significant dysfunction in family dynamics if not addressed. If you, whether a man or a woman, feel you are doing things outside of your control to please others, there's a high chance you are being manipulated. Most likely, this is occurring to maintain dominance and power in the household. In this family interaction, which was just an example, we see signs of unhealthy dynamics. The power struggle between the daughter and the wife against the father indicates a lack of effective communication. The wife and daughter pressure the husband, creating an us against him environment. If you, regardless of gender, feel compelled to do things, I'm going to say this again. If you, regardless of gender, feel compelled to do things solely to please others, it's likely a form of manipulation. Such dynamics often arise from a desire to maintain control within the household. Who do you think wants the control in that household? To diffuse manipulation. To diffuse manipulation tactics like guilt tripping, consider the following strategies. Stay calm and centered. Take a deep breath and remain composed. Emotional reactions can make you more vulnerable to manipulation. Recognize the tactic. Acknowledge when you're being guilt tripped. Understanding that someone is trying to manipulate your feelings can help you respond more effectively. Try setting boundaries. Clearly communicate your boundaries. Let the person know that their attempts to manipulate you are not acceptable. I don't care what the relationship is. Speak assertively. Use I statements to express how their behavior impacts you. For example, you might say, "I feel overwhelmed when I'm made to feel guilty for wanting to focus on my own needs. How dare you? However, I want you to know, right now, I'm concerned about me. I feel overwhelmed. And if I got to go without eating, that's fine. Once I rest, I can go get something to eat. How dare you tell me if you want to eat, go to the store?" Redirect the conversation. If you feel the conversation is being overly emotional and manipulative, shift it to a more neutral topic. Ask questions. Inquire about their feelings and motivations. Questions can shift the focus away from you and challenge their manipulative behavior. Here's an example. Why is it so important for me to go to the store as soon as you see me? I'm only asking because I'm not the only one eating. All of us are eating. I still want to know why my daughter couldn't go to the store and look out for her dad. I feel very overwhelmed, and I feel dangerous driving. I'm tired. I worked a 12-hour shift. Let's talk about it. Practice self-compassion. This is a good one. Remind yourself that it's okay to prioritize your well-being. You do not have to feel guilty for taking care of yourself. Try seeking support. Although your wife said, fuck Mac, always seek support. If you feel overwhelmed, especially if you feel you may say or do something that you can't take back. Talk to friends or family about the situation. They can provide a perspective and help reinforce your boundaries. Know when to walk away. This is one of my favorites. I always say, know yourself. Know when to walk away. If the manipulation continues despite your efforts, consider distancing yourself from the individual. I don't care if it's a child, man, woman, wife, husband. Walk away. Take some time for yourself. Say, you know what? I need about 30 seconds. I need about 30 seconds to chill. I'm going to go sit on the porch or go sit in my car. I need to walk away for a minute and I need to decompress. It's not good for me right now. Using these tactics, you can effectively manage and diffuse manipulation attempts, creating healthier environments. I hope today you learned something. It's okay. We're never too young to learn something. I'm Wisdom Truth. That's WISDOM Truth. Wisdom Truth. And you have been watching the Knowledge Channel. Take care. Bye-bye.